Good morning, everybody. It is the final full day of Solution Summit 2026 here in Isle of Palm, South Carolina. My name is Adam Robertson, EDPMA's Marketing Director. Sitting next to me is Lee Clement and Mark Jones, our Conference Planning Committee co-chairs. Thanks for the time, you two.
Sure. Glad to be here. Thank you.
So let's talk all about Solution Summit 2026, why we are here. This is a record-breaking year,
Yes.
most attended summit in the history of EDPMA. Iva, what was the vision for Solution Summit this year? Talk to me a little bit about what went into planning for this year.
Sure. So this year, I think, as in other years, we are always looking for what do our members need? What education can we bring to them? And we're also looking for great places for them to be, possibly a family affair where they can bring their kids, their wives, their husbands.
Yeah.
And so this year, I think what we were looking for too is just that ability to network. That's very important for
Yes.
our members. We know from our surveys, which we take very seriously, and feedback from the surveys, that their ability to network, to meet people that they talk to on the phone, or to have them meet the people that are leading some of our efforts and have that one-on-one conversation, that is the icing on the cake for Solution Summit.
Absolutely.
It really is.
So, we look at last year's attendance, we had really good numbers there. We look at this year's attendance, even more incredible numbers. We're looking forward to next year, which is our 30th anniversary.
Yes.
We're going to be back in New Orleans, so we're super excited for that. Not about Solution Summit, but even RCM Workshop we saw last year was a really great attendance. So we're just seeing year over year, we have more people coming to our events. We're hearing, people these past couple of days, and this is such a great event. We're giving that really impromptu, great feedback. So of course, we're all really happy to be here. Mark, let's talk about the content. So when it comes to agenda design, what went into that in terms of how we kind of scheduled everything out to deal with the most pressing challenges, obstacles, issues that our field is facing?
So every year we get the privilege of designing the content for the conference, and with that comes the challenge of what do our members need the most, what are the hot topics right now. So several months before Solution Summit starts, we have a call for speakers, and we get in all of those submissions, and then as a committee we go through and really try to identify, not only from what's been submitted, but from what we know is going on, what issues and topics are of most interest and of most benefit to our attendees. So we really call that down. This year, obviously, we knew that IDR and the NSA were continuing to be pressing issues, so we tried to get a lot of that good information in there, and then to just bring in other things that impact the day-to-day working of emergency medicine from a group level, from an advocacy level, and just give that content to everyone. But a lot of thought goes into it. We really love the submissions from everyone, and the longer it takes us to go through, it means we have better things from which to choose. So we really like that.
Yeah, I mean, in the meetings that we were having leading up, we were talking about our submissions, and there was a process to make sure that we were choosing the right ones that we were going to make sure that attendees were here to learn from. All right, let's talk about, we're sort of halfway through, right? So we're not completely done with Solution Summit yet, but Iva, give me two of your favorite experiences or moments so far from this year, or maybe something that you're looking forward to before we officially wrap up tomorrow midday.
One of my favorite experiences, I think, was to have present this year Mr. Jeff Wu.
Yes.
That was a very big coup for us, if you will. It's the first time we've had a regulator at Solution Summit. He brought 2 of his staff members. He stayed. He's still here today, and he's very interested in our NSA and IDR topics that will be presented today. So the engagement for our attendees with him and his 2 staffers, Camille and Pat, I think that is just the best that we could have hoped for. Because this is a busy man. He could have flown flown out, but I was lucky enough to have lunch with them I was seated with them at lunch, and some of their comments were just that they were pleased to be here, the engagement, and it's important for them, he said, for us to understand truly what an organization is doing and how it works and why, because when we go to the Hill or we talk to them, then it's just like brief, maybe 30 minutes. But for him to be immersed in Solution Summit and to be able to talk to people, hear comments, I think he's got a better rounded view of where emergency medicine fits in. He talked a lot about the continuum as well. So that is bar none, by far the best thing about Summit this year.
Mark, favorite moment so far, or favorite moment that you expect to happen before we wrap up?
Well, since I've stole my Jeff Wu, which is not surprising, content in general has been fantastic. I love the fact that Mr. Wu and his staff have stayed. And I think there's always content highlights, but one of the biggest things, and I've mentioned it at the very beginning, is just the opportunity to network with not only your industry friends, but with people like Mr. Wu who stayed around and was willing to talk to us, and folks at the highest levels in their organization will sit and talk to you about anything you ask, and I just don't think that you can pay enough to get that opportunity like we have here. So always look forward to that networking opportunity, to get to know other people, to learn from those people, and just the accessibility that everyone provides of their self and their time is fantastic.
In general, I mean, obviously we see that this week. In general, that is what Solution Summit is about. We've heard from multiple people that when you come here, you're taking competitor caps off. You're really trying to find solutions. I mean, that's why it's in the title. So, Mark, you basically told me why people should be at Solution Summit in general. I vote. Why should people be here?
Okay, so I stole Mark's, Mark stole mine. But I think another reason why people should be here at Solution Summit is not only for what Mark said, but I also think you should be here because it allows you an opportunity to see where you fit in. Yeah. And it lets you see firsthand the interaction, and you go, oh, I think I want to be on that committee, or ITAC committee, or our committee days. I think we've had problems conveying strongly enough that our committee days are open to everyone, and that's key. Yeah. We need to do a better job of that, but that to me allows a first timer who's like overwhelmed with what do all these initials mean and what are all these acronyms for, and that allows them to really immerse themselves in the workings of the committee, to find out what they're doing, and to see like, well, I'm interested in federal health policy, or I'm interested at a state level, or I really need to be in QCDC. Again, see, I just used an acronym that people probably won't know. So Quality Coding Documentation Committee. So, but I think that is key for the first timers, and even for people who, okay, I feel like I've learned what's going on in state regulations and insurance committee. I want to explore more deeply the practice management committee. So that gives them that opportunity, and I think that's another key part of drawing in our leaders, getting new blood in, and actually building the bench for EDPMA and the future. I had somebody tell me, I want to be here for the 60th anniversary. Not me, but a young up and coming leader in the industry. And I'm like, yeah, I'm so hopeful that you are.
Incredible.
It was really good.
So when we talk about the work that the committees do, obviously we always talk about the Emerging Leaders Academy, how that sort of serves as the pipeline up to the committees. They do the committee work, they get a taste, and you go on to do great things. So, we're all here for Solution Summit this week, but Ivy, you sort of started to talk about this. Given your involvement with EDPMA beyond just the conference planning committee, why is it so important for organizations and their teams not only to engage with EDPMA, but also to be members of EDPMA?
So I think we heard it probably from Matt Tucker at the Federal Health Policy Committee meeting when Dr. Pilgrim had his one-on-one, and we also heard it with Jeff Wu. It's important because we need to convey to others, especially legislators and regulators who are basically setting the stage for how we have to operate within the industry, to participate and to express the concerns and to raise solutions, not just, hey, this is a problem, you can't do it this way, but to bring the solution to them. Because as I mentioned earlier, Jeff Wu has a better understanding of how emergency medicine fits in the continuum of everything that CMS does. So we need to continue to be a voice, state, federal, within our own industry, to make our environment that we practice in the best that it can be for the patients that we serve.
Excellent. Mark, any thoughts about the importance of organizations really engaging with and being members of EDPMA year-round?
There's strength in numbers when you get to it.
course.
Everyone, no matter how similar the organizations, whether you're a physician group or an RCM company or a supporting organization, everyone has something unique that they can bring. And like I said, there are strength in numbers. We are battling against a Goliath with the payers. We are battling against just difficulty of getting good staff sometimes, and just understanding how someone else has done it and is doing it well. And it's so much better when we can all come together and bring that knowledge. And it's like Iva said, competitors take off their hats when they open the EDPMA door, and they help each other for the good of the specialty. And the more members that we have that can contribute to that, and then enjoy the benefits of what the other members have to offer, I think is absolutely why we need more and more members to join us.
Perfect. That was excellent. Thank you, you two, for the time.
Thank you.
You are dressed amazingly. And we'll see you around later today, and we'll see you at the closing reception tonight.
Absolutely.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.